All right, so as the article begins, we have our little sentence to set up the action, let us know what's going on. It says, Roxy and Shia listen to Dr. King speak. Oh, so the speech has started.
Okay, well, a lot of people know what happens in this speech.
It's a famous speech.
It is a very famous speech. And here we see one of the lines that Dr. King says in this speech. He says, I have a dream.
That's right. It's kind of called the I have a dream speech.
It is.
He spoke about how he dreamed of young children playing together, no matter the color of their skin, how people will be judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. So he dreamed of basically a world where black and white people lived in peace and harmony and everyone just treated each other fairly. So the people loved to hear this. It was an amazing speech. It actually gives you goosebumps when you listen to it.
It's a very good speech.
We next read that the people cheer. When people cheer, they go because they really, really like something. All right. To cheer, it's a word for us today we should look at. It's spelled C-H-E-E-R. C-H-E-E-R, cheer. As I mentioned earlier, cheer is a verb. It's a regular verb, so you can just put an ed on the end when you're talking about someone cheered for something. Yes, it is a verb. It can also be a noun, but in either case, it's about a lot of people raising their voice, yelling, screaming, shouting out words because they're very happy, because they're trying to encourage someone. People cheer when they're at a big sports event. They cheer when their favorite star walks out on stage to begin a concert. They cheer for someone when they win a trophy or something like that. And when we hear that noise, we can say, I walked by the soccer stadium and I heard a loud cheer. I heard the sound of people cheering. For example, we could say people cheered when the president finished her speech. People cheered when the president finished her speech.
Okay, so Roxy, maybe she's not even listening really closely.
It was probably hard to hear everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
so
cheering.
many people there. Yeah.
And she asks, what did Dr. King just say? Well, hopefully Shia will explain it
that's
to
right.
her.
Shia, maybe it was Roxy was looking around, where can I buy the popcorn? Or where's the washroom or something? Anyway, Shia, though, he was paying attention, and he says, yes, here's a good little way of wrapping up what he said in some of the speech. He hopes that black children and white children will join hands as sisters and brothers.
Yes.
There you go. They will live in peace together, but one way of symbolizing peace is to join hands, right? You don't hold hands with your enemies. You don't hold hands with people you don't really like. You hold hands with your friends, with people you love, with people you trust, with people you're very comfortable being around. So that was the idea, not actually joining hands, but living together in peace and happiness.
Right. Okay, so Roxy, she's kind of looking around now to all of these people. And she says that the people really like him.
They really liked him.
Yeah, and everyone's cheering, everyone's happy. This is a great speech. She also says, I hope we can talk to Dr. King.
Whoa.
Wouldn't that be great?
That would be amazing. And just then, of course, the speech is over. So Dr. King's done his work for the day. It says Dr. King begins to walk away. So he's, heading off to wherever Dr. King hangs out after a big speech. And then Roxy, though, she's very brave. She sort of shouts out to him or says to him.
Yeah, she says, Dr. King. Now, she has to shout really loud. I'm not going to do that here, but can we talk to you?
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't be so brave. But
she is brave.
Amazingly, Dr. King hears her. He probably sees this young person there. Of course, he wants to talk to the young people especially, and being a very nice man, he says, yes, of course. Yeah, sure.
Wow, I'd
what
love
do you want
to talk to
about?
you. Right. Okay, so Roxy has a really important question here. She says, how do you help get more civil rights for black people? Good question.
Yeah, this is like, what was the secret to your success?
Yeah.
What was your method to try to do this?
What do you do when you lead?
That's right.
Yeah.
How do you lead people in this very important protest? And Dr. King says, we protest to get civil rights, but... and this is the important part, we don't use violence.
Ooh,
there you go. That was something Dr. King learned from Gandhi, of course, who freed India from the British Empire. They protested. They said, we're not happy. We want change. This is not okay. That is what we do when we protest.
But they didn't use violence.
There you go.
Violence is a noun, and violence is actually actions that can hurt or kill people, and not just people, animals, plants, anything that's living. When you use violence, you hurt those things. Sometimes you even kill those things.
Punching, kicking, attacking, shooting, anything like that that's going to hurt someone using physical means, that would be definitely violence.
Right. Now, here's a good example of violence. The parents taught their children to solve problems by talking, not using violence. Use your words, not your body to hurt. Don't hurt at all.
Don't hurt people at all. There you go. So the idea here was, of course, you can go out, you can march, but if someone gets mad at you, you don't fight back.
Right.
You show them that you're setting a better example. As Michelle Obama says, when they go low, you go high.
Exactly.
Right? You don't go down to using violence, because that just creates more violence. And then he adds, I believe one day people of every color will sing, "We are free at last." Wow, that's a line from one of his later speeches.
I think
he
so,
was already thinking of stuff there. Anyway, so he's talked about people of color. Of course, color is what we talk about when we talk about red and blue and purple and green and yellow. When we talk about people of color, we're basically talking about white people, brown people, black people, people from different cultures, different races, different parts of the world. So basically, he's just saying, you know, let's treat people as people and not look at the outside surface of their skin, but at who they really are in their heart and their minds.
Right. Now, he also said he hopes that people will sing, "We are free at last." Now, sing here is a verb. It's spelled S-I-N-G, sing. We can use it in different ways depending on the tense. You could say sing, sang, or even sung. Let's learn more about it now. We're talking about the verb sing. Now, when you sing, you use your voice to make musical sounds, often by singing a song. Here's an example. Jennifer can sing beautifully. Her dream is to become a singer. Jennifer can sing beautifully. Her dream is to become a singer. Of course, this word singer is a person who sings. What are they singing?
They're singing that they are free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, they're free at last. If you're free, this is an adjective that basically means there's nothing to stop you, there's nothing holding you back. You have every right, every bit of independence to do whatever the heck you want to do. And in parts of the world where people weren't free, that's a very important thing, absolutely. It's an adjective, it's spelled F-R-E-E. F-R-E-E, free. So yeah, basically, when you are free, you are your own boss. You can do whatever you want. Now, if you break the law and go to jail, you might not be free. Of course, the rules and laws that we have mean we're not free to do anything. You can't go around killing people and taking their stuff. You're not free to do that. But what Martin Luther King was talking about, what civil rights is talking about, is that if everyone follows the basic rules of the country, no matter if they're tall, short, black, white, male, female, they can do what all the other people can do. They're free in that country, in that society. For example, we could say students are free to wear their own clothes to school every Wednesday. Students are free to wear their own clothes to school every Wednesday. The normal rules about clothes, we don't follow those on Wednesday. Wear whatever you want. That's why every Wednesday I go to school in my panda costume.
That's a good thing to wear to school.
I like it.
Okay, well, Shia is not finished with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Okay.
He has another question. He says, what else can you tell us? I want more.
All right, Dr. King's got a great bit of advice here. People should love each other.
Yes.
That's right, love each other. When we're talking about each other, that means from one person back to that person, and from that back person over to the other person. Basically, love each other, be kind to each other, listen to each other. So it's not just on one side, it's on both sides.
Right, and he's not finished. He has a lot of wisdom. He says, we can't fix problems with hate.
That's true.
Yeah, okay, so let's look at this word problem first. It's spelled P-R-O-B-L-E-M, problem. It's a noun, and we're going to talk about it now. A problem is something that is difficult to deal with, something you have to fix because it's not right or it's bad. So there you can have problems in class. Maybe you don't get along with one of your classmates and you start fighting and the teacher has to help you fix this problem. Here's another example. You are 18 now. You need to learn to solve problems by yourself. Let's say it one more time. You are 18 now. You need to learn to solve problems by yourself. Okay, and of course, we know that it's very difficult to fix problems with hate.
That's right. Hate here, it's the noun. Of course, it's the opposite of love. If you treat everyone with love, you treat everyone with kindness, with generosity, with understanding. If it's with hate, you're like, I don't like you. I don't even know you, but I don't like you. That's the kind of bad feelings that, of course, will create more problems because no one likes hate. Hate's never built anything good except tanks and bombs and wars. And those are always not the best way to solve things, for sure.
Okay, well, Roxy and Shaya, they've learned a lot today from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And so they both say to him, thank you, Dr. King, goodbye. All right, so I think...
That's amazing.
Yeah,
they got some FaceTime with Dr. King.
Yeah, and that's a pretty cool thing to do. He was a really busy man. He was a very popular man. He did a lot during that time.
Absolutely. And even though it was back in 1963, if you ever get a chance to read his speech from that day, or even better, watch it with a translation or whatever, it's still really true today, not just in America, but in many other parts of the world. Treat people based on who they are, not based on how they look.
Right. All right. Well, we are going to finish up today. We have a magic box to learn about first, and then we're going to go to review time.